Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for Last Word on Sports. I cover the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. Also, I'm on CFL I cover the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Both the Bills and the Tiger Cats have a bye week this week, so it's a pretty quiet week for me. We have fall break. I'm a teacher. It's chemistry and physics teacher as well. And football coach. We got a game this week. Coming out, showing some new stuff, trying to make some things happen. Boom. Also, I'm going back. I said back in the spring I was done with the UFL because of what they did at San Antonio. Basically, it looked like San Antonio was sabotaged since the beginning of the season because we had made it to the, sorry, the hair's getting in the way right there. Getting in the XFL, UFL first championship game after upsetting the St. Louis Battlehawks when the league wanted the Battlehawks and Birmingham Stallions there. We ended up getting crushed by the Stallions, but the next year they gutted our roster. And Mark Littlebridge, the GM, appeared to be down with gutting the roster and changing the game plan, and all our coaches quit. Peyton Party, who's not, he's a grandson of a head football coach, but he's not really a head football coach, was thrown into the fire. He's the last man standing in San Antonio, and now it feels like, we're moving that to Orlando, and I'm going to cover Orlando Storm, which is good. I think we're going to be better though. I do have an article I'm going to put out today on UFL News Hub. I'm covering the UFL again, even though I went back on it, just because this Orlando Storm, they like their colors, and the concept is cool, and I like that. They used to have a team in Orlando in the World League that had like a lightning bolt, and I really thought that was a cool team. Scott Mitchell was on it before he went to Detroit back in the early 90s. And I kind of, watching World League, I remember watching World League with my dad, and it was a spring league. We had a great time watching it. Sacramento had Sacramento Surge, I think it was, had David Archer as their quarterback, and he was a big Falcons fan, loved David Archer. So it's always nice to think about that. And that Orlando team, sparked my interest. When I saw that they're adding Orlando Storm to this thing, I said, I might cover the UFL again. Let's see if I can make some headway there. So I'm doing that. I'll have an article out about some splash hires I think will be important as my first article back on UFL News Hub. Today, we're just going to run down some nuts and bolts in the NFL and CFL, just some odds and ends. It'll be a very short show. And then also, I got some college football picks for tonight and Conference USA action on Wednesday night. It's a Conference USA Wednesday. Okay. They don't have a clever title like Fun Builder Action. So, okay. So, we're going to go through some nuts and bolts. I'm still joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here. I remember reading a tweet today about how Zach Taylor's wife is sad because her husband's having mental health issues because they keep losing and people talk trash to him, saying he should be fired. And he's feeling real sad about that. But here's what I say. Let him go. Let him quit. He's having a hard time. That's a sign that things are going well, Zach Taylor. Let him go. We'll get a new HC. We'll start this thing over, and we'll be fine. We got long-term Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. Let's rebuild it. Let's go. Let's get back to the Super Bowl in 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's what's best for Zach Taylor. It's not to get torn apart by people saying how bad you are, bro. But you couldn't win with the Bearcats either. You're just not a Cincinnati guy. Okay? I'm a Cincinnati guy. I got signatures all over me from the Bengals. Yeah, I'm that guy. Let me be the head coach. Tyler the Tiger. I'll be the head coach. Get out of the way, Zach Taylor. Get out of the way, Dick Tobin. Dick Tobin. Not Dick Tobin. Oh, wait. Never mind. Get out of the way. Tyler the Tiger will take this over, and we're going to the Super Bowl. You can be my GM. You can be my GM. I'll be your GM. Okay, Tyler. Yeah, I should be the head coach. Just saying, I have unlimited football knowledge. Tyler the Tiger's awesome. Bah! Go Bengals. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Everybody this year. All right. So with that in mind, let's start off with some Bengals news. They have placed tight end Mike Gesicki on the IR due to a pectoral injury. That's one of the injuries of the year. 3 injuries have come up all the time. Ankle injuries, boop. Hamstring injuries, boop. Pectoral injuries, boop. Everyone's getting those. I have this feeling to do. It's got to do with their training methods. If you need help with your training methods, please book me on Coach Up. I'm a private coach, and I'm happy to help you out, and we'll get you right. NFL players, UFL players, CFL players, we'll get you right. I charge $50 an hour, but if you make several $1 million, I might ask for a little bit more, especially if I have to travel to come work with you. Jacksonville Jaguars, they signed offensive lineman Kilian Zaire, he's from Munich, Germany. He's another NFL International Player Program player, and remember, Jacksonville gets a kickback for that. They get not only the player from Germany, which makes them feel more cultured and stuff, but they also get another practice squad player on their roster, and that's why teams pick those players up. Occasionally they work out, like Giovanni Robinson with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He caught a touchdown pass last week. Boom. And the CFL, Winnipeg Blue Bombers signed American offensive lineman Ben Dooley, and they signed American defensive end Deshaun Dixon. Ottawa Red Blacks moved to the Singbank injury list American wide receiver Devontae Dedman after they took him off the injury list and they put him back on the injury list because he got injured against Montreal. And they added from the practice roster American offensive line DJ Jones. In the IFL, the Tucson Sugar Skulls have been purchased by a Tucson-led owner group, so I guess they're permanent in IFL now. That's good. They got some stability. And on the same day they did that, they re-signed defensive back Ahmad Lyons and kicker Kevin Macias. So they're going to be hanging around for a while in the IFL. That's good to see some private ownership. That's a good step in the right direction. Okay. NCAA Week 8. We got some games today. Conference USA Wednesday. We got the Delaware Blue Hens at Jacksonville State Gamecocks in Alabama. And Jacksonville State's not in Florida, y'all. It's in Alabama, okay? I've been to camp there several times for football. Take my teams there. Delaware Blue Hens are 3-2. Jacksonville State Gamecocks are 3-3. Jacksonville State's been a really good team, but their head coach left. Rich Rodriguez left go back to West Virginia. So I think they've been struggling a little bit, but they have a pretty good running offense, actually. And Delaware, who's known for the wing T, Delaware wing T, has a really good passing offense right now. So they're kind of flipped right now. So in this game, I expect Delaware to come out, throw the ball around the yard, and they're going to make some mistakes, but they're going to make some plays, and they're going to beat Jacksonville State in Jacksonville, Alabama, 30-28. Okay, exciting game. Should be fun to watch. It's on ESPN. DraftKings has Delaware as a 2.5-point favorite, which I agree with. And Jacksonville is 2.5-point underdog, and the over-under is 57.5. I'm going with Jacksonville in the points and the over, but I do think Delaware is going to win this game by 1 or 2 points. Okay. UTEP Miners at Sam Houston Bearcats. UTEP's 1-5. Sam Houston's 0-6. While this does not seem to be a very exciting game, it gives me a chance to work on my data points. Obviously, I got some work to do with college football picks, as I was 1-2 last night in the Fun Belt. So I don't pay a lot of attention to college football generally, just because it's I don't agree with the national playoff system. I don't agree with the way they pick national champions. It doesn't feel authentic, okay? But I do like watching these lower league teams, honestly. So the UTEP Miners are 1-5. Sam Houston Bearcats 0-6. UTEP has the better offense. Sam Houston, they're just a bad team, man. I guess they're just a bad team. So I have UTEP winning this game at Sam Houston State, 27-24. DraftKings has UTEP as a 2.5-point favorite. I think that's just a generic. If they don't know who the teams are, they're a 2.5-point favorite, so they don't lose money. And Sam Houston is a 2.5-point underdog. Over-under is 47.5. I say UTEP with the money line. They just seem like the better team from what I've seen on film, and I think it's going to go over. I do think UTEP's going to win the game too, so that's a pretty exciting matchup. Okay, so that is tonight, college football, Conference USA Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's it for Football Scientific for now. Check out Last Word on Sports, the Buffalo Bills coverage from me. It would be great to check that out. Okay, CFLNewsHub.com. Check out my Hamilton Tiger Cats articles and the rest of the CFL News Hub stuff. It's a good time. If you like high-powered football, if you like passing the ball, if you like open space, CFL is where it's at. And then I'm back with the UFL, hoping that we can make some headway with the Orlando Storm, and we do not get, conspiracyized like the Brahmas did. I still get my Brahmas hat. And if the Orlando Storm ends up just being the Brahmas, I'm going to wear the Brahmas hat probably. Okay? I might hold off on buying a Orlando Storm hat. I'll just put a storm signal on the Brahmas thing. Okay? Boom. Hopefully we don't have Mark Lillibridge, man. That guy was complicit with our destruction. Don't put him as a GM. I have some ideas about who should be the leadership of that team. If you want to make a splash and you want to make a big impact and you want to set this team up for success, which I would love to see, I have some ideas. I'm going to write my first article on those ideas today on UFL News Hub. Check it out. Also, share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep growing this thing one day at a time. That is Football Scientific. I'm Professor Aaron Sauter, and this is Football Scientific, and that was Tyler the Tiger talking about how he should be the head coach of the Bengals. Remember that when the Bengals upset the Steelers this week. Or maybe not. All right, we're closing the Football Scientific portal.